Hello, 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 and welcome to Crush Your Mountain Health, where we embark on a journey to conquer wellness challenges and embrace vibrant living. I am Henry Gaskins, your certified health and life coach and host of this podcast, and today we're diving into the heart of the matter why natural weight loss is the ultimate path to a healthier you. And stay tuned because we'll also decode the role of semi-glutides like Ozempic and Wegovy, exploring their pros and cons in depth. Now, if you love this content, if you appreciate the information that we bring forth to you every time we're on the air, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share this information with your friends and your family. Let's continue to build a community of health champions together. It's so vital that people know what's going on in the health industry and the sick care of this country. So if you find this information important, share it with those that you like. Subscribe to my Apple podcast as well so that you can get updated on the latest information. We're going to have some amazing guests that's going to bring the fire to you in terms of your ultimate health and wellness. So that said, let's just dive in. The allure of natural weight loss. We're going to talk a little bit about the magic of natural weight loss, why it's a superior choice for achieving sustainable well-being. And by the way, when we talk about Wegovy and Ozempic, because I know that is the fad diet drug of choice right now for those who are trying to lose weight, we're going to talk about a few things that actually came into the news recently. So let's talk about this. Let's understand. There are a couple of things that you need to understand. With weight loss, you have sustainability and lifestyle harmony. Natural weight loss embraces gradual changes, steering clear of crash diets or extreme interventions. Studies consistently show that adopting a slow and steady approach is more likely to result in a long-term success. So now give that some consideration. You ever heard the phrase when it comes to cooking something, especially when you're doing some sort of roast in the oven, they talk about low and slow. That's when you get the tender meat. Well, in this case, we don't want too tender. Tender is good, trust me. But what you really want is the desired result, the sustained results, as opposed to the yo-yo diets that have you losing weight and then putting it back on, losing weight and then putting it back on. The other thing is this: you want to have a a holistic health enchantment, holistic health way of being. See, it's not about just losing pounds. Natural weight loss focuses on the holistic well-being of an individual. So your regular exercise, for example, has been linked not only to weight management, but also to improved mood, reduced stress, and enhanced cardiovascular health. So let's think about this for a moment. If you start with an exercise, and I hear the groans out there from some of you. I hate exercise. Okay. But you know something? Does it mean that you have to jump into the gym right away or start hitting the weights, pumping iron? No. You know, the idea first, and this is what I work with my clients on, just start. So, say, for instance, I will have a client, okay, well, can you do some walking? Okay, let's incorporate our exercise into our daily life. So we go to the supermarket, we go to Sam's Club, we go to Wegmans, we go to whatever store you go to, and you're in a parking lot. Can you park a little bit further away? And then get in your mind that you're going to have a nice pace from your car to the entrance. You're not going to sprint, but you're not going to crawl. You're just going to walk briskly to the entrance. And then you're going to walk back when you're done shopping. You see? Now, for those of you who want a little bit more challenge, once you get your groceries, sometimes you get plastic bags, sometimes you get paper bags, sometimes you have bags with the carry straps at the end. Well, if you have those, grab one on each side instead of pushing the cart. If the weight is not too much for you, just grab it and stand at a good posture and walk your way back to the car. That's called the farmer's walk. And now you're incorporating that health. And you only do it at that time. But think about that. Now, you want something a little bit more simple? Something a little bit more simple. Okay. Let's get up in the morning, first thing in the morning. And when you get up in the morning, your first thing in the morning, all you want to do is go to the nearest kitchen chair and sit down on it, lower yourself down, and then bring yourself back up. Do it one time. Do it one time. Lower yourself down, just so that your butt is not flat on the chair, but just so that your bottom is touching it. So you just sort of maintain that tension. Do that one time. See how that works. If you do it one time, the next day, try 2. The day after that, bring it up to 5. You see? So what you're doing is you're sort of slowly building things, and you're making it part of your daily routine. The most important thing is that you commit to it. You conceive of what you want to accomplish and commit to it. And before you know it, as time goes on, you'll have that improved mood, reduced stress, and enhanced cardiovascular health. And another thing we're going to bring that brings us to, in terms of a good, healthy weight loss routine, is a personalized lifestyle flourish. Recognizing that everyone is unique, natural weight loss methods allow for a personalized journey. That's where we are here as your health coaches to be there with you. This tailored approach considers factors such as existing health conditions, medications, and lifestyle preferences. So what we really want to do is to sit with you first and learn who you are, learn what works for you, and work with your framework. Are there medications that you're taking that prevent you from doing certain things or doing them too quickly? Some blood pressure medicines will actually, if you rise up, it causes you to have a head rush. You have a certain dizziness involved. So we want to avoid that, but we want to work around those things. You see, and the idea is consult with your doctor, and have your doctor even reach out to us and say, well, Mr. So and so, Mrs. So and so is dealing with these issues here, and these are the conditions that you're going to be running into, and what you'll have to work with. You see. Now, on the other hand, I promised that we would talk a little bit about Ozempic and Wegovy and all that good stuff, right? Well, we're going to dive into this world of these semi-glutides. Now, these two intriguing players are major in the game, that weight loss game. So, what are the pros and cons? Well, before I even start, the pros are this, okay? Studies show that Ozempic contributes to significant weight loss, making it a promising option for those seeking effective results. That's according to a study done by Hussein, Dr. Hussein, semi-glutide and cardiovascular outcomes in patients with type 2 diabetes. Also, there are positive effects on blood sugars, potentially benefiting individuals dealing with diabetes. Convenient once weekly, daily doses. So once weekly doses simplifies medication regimen. So instead of a daily or twice daily thing, you get a chance to take it just one time a week, and it's working for you, right? The same thing with Wegovy. Clinical trials have demonstrated Wegovy's potential for significant weight loss, offering hope for individuals struggling with obesity. Okay, positive impacts on blood sugar control can be advantageous with those with diabetes. The convenience of that once weekly is a big thing for them. But now, what are the cons? Ozempic as well as Wegovy. The side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, okay, and then long-term safety and efficacy requires continued research and monitoring. They cannot give you a guarantee that this is going to be a long-term good thing. In the meantime, here's something else that just came out earlier, a few weeks ago. This you can find on MSN.com, on CNN.com. FDA looking into reports of hair loss, suicidal thoughts in people using popular drugs for diabetes and weight loss. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is evaluating reports of side effects such as hair loss and suicidal thoughts in people taking medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, and Wegovy. Now, before I go any further with this, I just have to tell you this personal story. I had two friends decades ago when they didn't know what medications would do to individuals, what effect it would have on people. And they both took these antidepressant drugs and they both committed suicide. And that broke my heart because both of them were two beautiful young ladies, and I knew them well. And that was just a sad, sad thing. So now here we are again with a drug that's supposed to help you with losing weight. These drugs are known as GLP-1 receptor agonists, and they're approved to treat diabetes or weight loss. They include semi-glutide, branded as Ozempic, Rybelsus, and Wegovy; liraglutide, branded as Saxenda and Victoza; and also tirzepatide, branded as Mounjaro and Zepbound. These mimic the GLP-1, which is a hormone made naturally in the body whose role includes slowing the passage of food through the stomach. So basically, as it slows that down, it tells you that you're full. The FDA is evaluating the need for regulatory action after its FDA Adverse Event Reporting System received reports of alopecia or hair loss, aspiration or accidentally breathing in things like food or liquid, and suicidal ideation in people using these medications. The appearance of a drug on this list does not mean that the FDA has concluded that the drug has the listed risk. The FAERS website notes, it means the FDA has identified a potentially safety issue. People who use these medications and have questions or concerns about side effects should speak with their health care provider. The FDA monitors safety of drugs throughout their life cycle, including post-approval. In addition, the FDA maintains a system of post-marketing surveillance and risk assessment programs to identify and evaluate adverse events that did not appear during the drug development process. So understand what it's saying, okay? The FDA, Food and Drug Administration, has been monitoring this thing because they're finding out that there are cases of hair loss, which is not the worst thing, but it can be pretty bad, especially if you like your long flowing locks. I like your long flowing locks. So if you have that, but if that's a concern, yeah. But the bigger challenge really is not just alopecia, but also the breathing in of food. Did you notice that? Did you catch that? Okay? Aspiration or accidentally breathing in things like food, perhaps as you're having something to eat, and it goes down the wrong windpipe. So that is a choking risk that this thing catalyzes, as well as affecting the mind to the point where you are thinking about committing suicide. Now that is a big concern, I would say. That's a risk. So ask yourself, is this the direction that you wish to go into? Is this the thing that you want to do for a temporary fix? What's the alternative? There has to be an alternative. Well, that's what when we come to the unrivaled power of a natural weight loss lifestyle. You see, so we are on a journey when it comes to our health. We come through hills and valleys, and then we hit our mountain, and that's when I talk about crushing your mountain. But you know something? Even when we come to that point, we have a choice. We could take the shortcut, Ozempic Road, or Wegovy Highway, or we can take the scenic route of the natural weight loss lifestyle. So why opt for that scenic route? You see, in terms of instead of these artificial express lane means, well, here's some compelling reasons for you. Again, it's sustainable, and you can integrate it with your lifestyle. This natural weight loss methods are not just about achieving the goal. Again, they're about integrating healthy habits into your life. So now you're learning new things. You're actually changing your taste buds, changing your activities for the better. And it promotes a lifestyle that you can sustain, making it less likely to fall back into unhealthy patterns and no side effects. It considers your entire lifestyle. I like to say it's not just what you eat, it's why you eat, how you eat. Who are you when you are eating? When are you eating? You see? All these things come into play. And then we're not just talking about eating or nourishment in terms of just what we put into our mouths. We're talking about nourishment in terms of life. Because believe it or not, there are times when we think that we want to eat something when truly our bodies are craving nourishment in another area. But this is the quickest thing to go to. So taking that holistic approach helps us to see what parts of your life need nourishment. Perhaps it's more activity in life in terms of being with friends and family. Maybe it's just going out for a walk. You need to be out and enjoy the health benefits of the sun, or stepping out and doing some grounding. And if you don't know what grounding is, it's one of the most simple things, but it's very powerful. It's connecting your body to the earth. Or maybe it's something as simple as having your body nourished through being fed musically, picking up something that's beautiful, that's relaxing, that lifts your spirits and keeps you going. That's a form of nourishment. Or maybe part of that nourishment is getting hold of those beautiful grandkids and just playing with them and laughing with them and talking with them and going places with them. Or just hanging out with some friends. See, all of that comes into play. All of that emphasizes the overall health of the whole person. And so, really, a pill is not going to do that. Another thing we're going to invite you to do, or a point that we want to share, again, doing it the natural way promotes prevention of nutritional deficiencies. See, sure, you can go ahead and take a pill. And what happens is, of course, you may not be eating as much and you'll start losing the weight. But what nutrients are missing from your body that can contribute to other illnesses? People naturally these days are vitamin A deficient, vitamin E deficient, vitamin D deficiency, because a lot of people don't get enough sunlight. And if the sun is not helping to promote the production of vitamin D in your body, that's a hormone that you need for the production of so many things. But you can't do it with the pill. Go on with the pill, if that's what you want to do. So again, it prevents deficiencies that could negatively impact your overall health. What we want to do, natural weight loss encourages that balanced, rich diet, that nutrient-rich diet, essential nutrients that your body needs. So what we want to do then is there's a point where we maybe have you test yourself to see whether there's enough sulfur in your system, if there's other nutrients that may be not balanced properly. All those things come into play when we are looking at how to eat for your overall health. You see? Case in point. Suppose you're eating in order to increase your nitric oxide production. Well, you can take a little fruit salad with some beets, some watermelon, maybe some blueberries, and they actually, as you begin to chew those things and swallow those things and let it nourish your body because it tastes so good, it also promotes the production of citrulline, which will help lower your blood pressure, and nitric oxide, which will help lower your blood pressure. So again, going that natural route, taking the scenic route, not only do you get a chance to stop and smell the roses, but find out if you need some of those rose hips in your body. No comment about rose hips. Now, we want to just throw some things at you, okay? It's so important that you, before embarking on any weight loss journey, you consult with your healthcare professional. And we're going to sort of unpack that a little bit, okay? An individualized medical assessment is important before starting any weight loss endeavor, ensuring that the approach aligns with individual health needs and minimizes potential risks. So before you and I decide to meet together, this is what my team does. Before you consult with myself or any of my partners, what you would do is you would fill out a health assessment, and that will give us a little bit of an idea about what you're dealing with medically, and also what you're dealing with, other things that you're dealing with in terms of just overall life, because we're looking at the entire person. Then for individuals considering semi-glutides, because hey, you may need to go ahead and take Ozempic or Wegovy. That may be something that you absolutely must do. Well, In that case, open communication with your healthcare provider is vital. Have discussions that encompass potential interactions with your current medications and any concerns about side effects that should be addressed. So, again, you want to sort of bring things into the superhero level by having a dynamic duo, okay, to work with you. And your dynamic duo is your health coach and accountability partner. Often they're one and the same. In the journey towards optimal health, having a support system makes all the difference. A health coach offers personalized guidance on nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle changes, ensuring that individuals make informed decisions aligned with their health objectives. So that's the main goal there. Okay. Now, we also will act as your accountability partners, but also friends, families, or colleagues can provide motivation and support, creating a positive environment for sustained health efforts. The camaraderie and encouragement from an accountability partner contribute to a more enjoyable and successful journey. You see? So I'd be remiss if I did not talk a little bit about some of the pitfalls of the artificial way, the surgeries and pills. Okay, if we decide to go in terms of the surgery, we have surgical complications. Okay, while these surgical procedures are effective, they carry inherent risks such as infections, blood clots, and they will cause nutritional deficiencies often. Pharmaceutical side effects. We've just covered the problems with these drugs. They may have side effects that are ranging from gastrointestinal discomfort all the way up to possible suicide. That's horrible, or these thoughts of suicide. Then, of course, it's the temporary results. See, you got to stay on that stuff. You're going to take that pill for the rest of your life. And if you stop, then boom, everything comes back. So you don't want the yo-yo effect, that rapid weight loss through artificial means. And hey, okay, we'll go for the surgery. Oftentimes, if you don't change your life, you don't do the things that you should have been doing in the first place, after the surgery, it's going to come back and you'll have less to work with. And of course, the artificial inventions, they overlook the holistic health benefits, potentially neglecting crucial elements of your overall well-being. So let's think about this. We're going to round this out a little bit, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about some tangible examples of weight loss techniques. Okay, balanced diet. So you want to focus on whole, nutrient-dense foods. You want to incorporate plenty of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins. Okay? Now, here is the key. Give you a little idea. When you have your plate, you want to focus on your leafy greens, your vegetables first, then eat your protein and a smidgen of whole grains. And that can be tough because, like me, I'm part Caribbean. I like me rice. Okay, I love some rice. But I have to be mindful of how I do that, how I eat. You see? So vegetables first, your meats in second, and there's a strategy there. There is a strategy that helps you because, again, you want to make sure that the fiber goes in first and then the protein goes in first, and those are the ones that are a little harder to digest. You see, and finally the grains, your carbohydrates. But speaking of being mindful, practicing mindful eating and portion control, that's essential for a sustainable approach as well. So don't supersize me or you. Okay, that's one thing. And mind your portions. And then when it comes to mindful eating, one of the things I teach my clients to do is to slow down and breathe as they breathing
as you eat. In other words, you take some time to, as you approach your meal, you might want to take a deep breath and maybe say a prayer that's going to slow your body, put your mind and your vagus nerve in the rest and digest mode. And then you want to go ahead and take a bite. Inhale the aroma, chew the food, and breathe it in, so to speak, in that sense. Enjoy just swallowing each moment, each morsel. That's so wonderful to be mindful as you're eating, enjoying the experience of a meal, especially if someone who loves you and that you love has taken the time to prepare it for you. You see, then you engage in conversation, and the body is relaxing. And just an idea about conversation at the dinner table: keep it fun, keep it light, enjoyable. That's not the time to talk about the heavy, horrible things, you see, but have something to laugh about, have something to enjoy talking about. Make it a positive experience for everyone, you know, especially if you have young ones there, you see. Make it a positive, enjoyable experience. So that said, you want to also, now you got your mindfulness going in terms of your eating, you want to move into your exercise later on. You know, right after you eat is an excellent time to take a walk. That helps with the digestion, your breathing, the free air, as it were. Hopefully, if you're in a place where you got good air, you know, combining aerobic exercises with strength training for a well-rounded fitness routine will help with your body. It will help you to lose the weight. Here's the idea. If you happen to have to take Ozempic or something like that, that's one thing. I understand that. Okay, you have to do that. Also, building your muscle will help reduce your glucose, because your muscle is the largest organ in your body that sucks up the glucose in order to use it for energy. So make physical activity a joyful part of your routine, promoting not just weight loss, but overall well-being. And I'll tell you something, nothing boosts confidence like seeing your body respond to the exercises that you put it through. And not only does it make you, give you a stronger sense of confidence, but you know something? It also relieves depression. You see, it gets the endorphins going. You, once you have achieved a certain threshold, your certain goal, maybe you decided you were going to run just a block, just sprint from one end of the block to the other, and you actually do it that day, you reward yourself, and your body rewards you by giving you a little bit of dopamine, and you feel good, and you're out in the sunshine, especially. But when you're exercising, the other thing that we want to keep in mind in terms of this modality of natural weight loss is hydration. Maintaining adequate hydration. That means drinking your water supports your metabolism and reduces the likelihood of overeating. You know, many times people might think they're hungry when actually they just need to drink some water. What happens is it fills your stomach. Number one. Number two, it gives you the proper hydration, the proper especially if you have a good mineral water, a properly balanced water, and then it balances your body as well. So go ahead and drink more water. Speaking of the mineral waters out there, many times people just, we got to talk about the diabetes water. Okay, we're talking about all all the sodas out there that's really not doing the body any good. It's full of sugar, and then when it says it's sugar free, then it has substitutes, sugar substitutes in there that actually kill your microbiome, and again leads to metabolic imbalance and weight gain. So here's an idea. Try this. Instead of going for the sweet stuff, because some of us just like to have that bubbly sensation. I know that's me. So I will opt for, if I can't get some mineral water from from the store to drink with my meal, I'll have something like, have them do some seltzer water from the fountain. You see, because usually there's a little mechanism that you press that and it just releases without the syrup. They're just clear seltzer water. Some places give you the option of having just seltzer water. And that's a good thing. See, for you, just to give yourself that sense of bubbly. So staying hydrated, having proper metabolism that way, and maintaining your sense of hunger or your sense of fullness, as it were, honoring your fullness by drinking that water will help tremendously. Now, lastly, here's one thing we want to talk about, and that's your sleep and stress management. The world that we live in is insane, and it thrives off of us not taking care of ourselves, not putting ourselves first. We, as well as our children, are hypnotized by the devices that we have, to the point where we're looking at them in the middle of the night. We're checking our Instagrams and Facebooks, and some of us are on LinkedIn or things like that. And the blue light that should help us during the morning to wake us up is now keeping us awake when our bodies should be asleep. And for our children, I can't stress enough how important it is that you help them, you wean them off of those devices at night. Okay? And the reason why is because their brains are still developing. Number one, you have the light that's affecting their brains, those light waves that are affecting their brains. Number two, what are they looking at while they are using those devices? What message are they being told? You see, we want to nourish the whole body, which includes the mind. And our children's minds are still developing. They don't stop developing until they reach about 25, 26 years old. So why are we allowing something to hijack it? No. Prioritize sufficient sleep. And now what happens is now you improve their cognitive function and your cognitive function. You get your 7 or 8 hours of sleep. You see? Now, along with that, you have to, we're in a stress-induced environment, a stress-inducing environment. Just turning on the news can be triggering, especially these days. So what can we do to manage our stress? There's meditation, there's yoga, there's breath work that we can do. I like to do breath work myself, and I'll tell you one of the techniques that I like to use. It's called the 4-7-8 breath. It was promoted and developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. And the good doctor, here's what he has us do. And you can do this with me. You can breathe in for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7 seconds. And then exhale for 8 seconds. That's why it's called the 4-7-8 breath. So you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and then release it for 8 seconds. You exhale it out, exhale everything out your body. And guess what? See, as you do that 3 or 4 times, you'll feel your body just de-stress and relax, especially when you're focusing on your breath. See? And what happens there is that before you know it, you're drifting off to sleep. And while you're sleeping, your body is repairing itself. And I can't tell you enough that that's vital. You may have heard people say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. They're the workaholics of the world, right? I got news for you. Yeah, you'll sleep all right because the less time that you sleep now is the more time you're adding to your death. In other words, you're going to die sooner. But we can avoid that. Let the body repair itself through sleep and stress management. So, hey, there you got it, guys. The comprehensive guide to why embracing a natural weight loss lifestyle is key to unlocking long-term health and well-being. Of course, remember to consult with your health care professional, consider the potential risk of artificial interventions, and don't forget to build your support system with your health coaches such as myself or your family who can be your accountability partners too. Hey, if you found this information valuable, give us a thumbs up. Hit the like button to subscribe and share this with your fellow health enthusiasts. Share it with your family. Share it with all individuals that you know can benefit from this. Because we want to build a community of health. We want to build a community of holistic wellness for everyone. So look, I really enjoyed talking with you today. Until next time, don't just climb your mountain, crush through it, keep thriving and crushing those goals. And I'll talk with you next time.